What's up guys, Xelgodis here, bringing you another episode of Pokemon Live Narration. Again, I'm here with my lovely OU team that I've been playing with. I did make a small adjustment. I swapped out Scizor for a Technaloom, Breloom with Technician, of course, for those who don't know. And I quite like it, honestly. I have been laddering a little bit all day since I got home from school, just because, I don't know, I kind of felt like it. And this team is honestly a lot of fun to use. Maybe it's just me, but I find myself enjoying it a lot. Let's see, first turn, Ferrothorn, probably going to switch into something. Let's just go for the Flamethrower. I thought he was going to switch into Tentacool, however, I didn't want to go for the Thunder just in case I missed or he stayed in. It would have been bad for me, but, you know, hindsight, I suppose. He's setting up Toxic Spikes, which honestly don't really affect this team very much. Half my team just completely resists it due to flying, levitate, and part steel, and the other half, Mamoswine doesn't enjoy it, per se. However, I mean, I don't know. It's just not the biggest deal in the world if I get Toxic. From one layer of Toxic Spikes anyway. Here's the Ferrothorn. I'm just going to go ahead and Spore. These guys are honestly a pain in the butt for this team to deal with sometimes, since Breloom is really my only real counter for them. And I don't know why I Swords Dance up there. I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that he had Dragonite. It's not a big deal though. Let's just go into Politoed in case he tries to DD. This way I can just hit him with a Scald, or honestly what I'm probably going to do is go for Perish Song. Politoed with Perish Song is absolutely fantastic. And it just stops Sweep short. What I'm going to do now, since, you know, obviously Perish Song is going, I'm probably just going to Scald. Hopefully he'll protect, but I guess he doesn't. That's okay. Honestly, I need to break his multi-scale. And honestly, it's probably a bad idea to be doing this with Breloom, since I do need him. But, you know, I don't live by anybody's rules. You heard me? Now, obviously, since I broke his multi-scale and yada yada, I knew he was going to switch out. I figured it would be Tentacool. However, the Gliscor works too, I suppose. Let's just go for an Icicle Crash. That's an easy OHKO. And that's fantastic for me. One less big threat that I have to worry about, I suppose. Now, what is he going to want to switch in? Reniculus he could switch in. Maybe set up a Trick Room, which honestly would be kind of scary. Although he does just bring in the Ferrothorn. I need damage on this thing. So I'm just going to go for a couple of Earthquakes. He misses Leech Seed, which is honestly very good for me. But, you know, hacks is hacks, so he goes for another, or I go for an Earthquake. He goes for Spikes one more time. Now, I'm just going to go for an Icicle Crash to finish him off, just in case he does switch into Dragonite, which he does. Although I miss, which is very unfortunate, and he gets his multi-scale back. I am just going to go for an Ice Shard to break the multi-scale and bring him down to about half HP. And since I'm assuming he'll finish me off, I can go straight into Genesect. However, he doesn't. He switches off into fodder his Ferrothorn, which is arguably the better play. Not arguably, it is the better play. And so now he's up 4-3. I do have my Rotom left. He has leftover, so I can just Will-O-Wisp while he Dragon Dances. And hopefully it hits. It does hit. Great. This Dragonite is now severely neutered. I really don't have much to worry from this thing now, especially since it seems to be a bulkier Dragon Dance set. I can just go into Genesect. And now, do I want to start dropping Thunders, or do I want to just... I'm thinking I want to U-turn out, because this team is very Volt-turny, and I like it. I'm thinking Tornadus would be good. Aha! He goes for the Earthquake, which honestly might have been a bad play, poor play on his part. But what are you going to do? I believe no, I'm not fashioning the +1 Dragonite. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. We'll still go for a Hurricane. Wow. Well, like I said earlier, he is a bulky variant, so I do outspeed a +1, and I can just U-turn out on this Metagross, go into Rotom and take, I'm pretty sure, just about anything that Metagross can throw at me. He does just set up rocks, which isn't a big deal, because I can just go for Hydro Pumps for days, and Metagross would not take those kindly. And Tentacruel doesn't take it as well as you would think either. However, the Rain Dish, you know, kind of buffers it a little. We can just go for Volt Switch. It does a good 50%, and head off right into Genesect again. Maybe you can't tell, my strategy with this team is kind of whittling down and then cleaning up with either, well, one of my 3 U-turners, or Volt-turners, I should say. And honestly, I like it a lot. I haven't really played around with too many Volt-turn teams, and I'm actually kind of impressed with this one. And same thing as usual. It feels a little bit like deja vu. I go into Rotom as he scalds, and I can just finish him off with a Volt Switch, or can I finish him off with a Hydro Pump? I believe I can. So let's just go for that. This way, I can stay in and Hydro Pump either the Metagross or the Reniculus, whatever he decides to bring in, and do major damage on both of those. Maybe I should have gone for the... Ooh. That's pretty bad. Okay. I probably should have go for the Pain Split first, but honestly, now that I see that he's Calm Mind, I want to just get damage off. And now I'm thinking that he's going to recover on this turn, so I'm going to Volt Switch out. Oh, I get a crit. Well, what I was going to do anyway is go straight into Genesect as he recovered, get my attack boost, and then U-turn out into possibly Tornadus for the kill. Would that have worked? Probably, but I never know anymore. His Earthquake gets a critical hit. Honestly, I don't think that mattered too much, especially at this point. So I can just send in Mr. Tornadus Therian to finish off the battle. And that was a really good game. As I said I enjoy twisting around my opponent and switching in and out, and it's a lot of fun for me, especially since I like to predict around people. I'm thinking we're going to do another game, except honestly, I've been playing OU all day. Let's go down to a little bit of our little favorite NU team. Like I said, I'm not too well versed in the NU metagame. Honestly, some of these things look threatening. Some of these things, I'm not sure if they're threatening or not. So let's just go into goal and set up rocks. How does that sound? Actually, no. Emboar. Scarfed Emboar. Because why not? Right? Yeah. Hopefully he leads off with his Executor, so I can do a little bit of predicting first turn. He sees the Emboar. He thinks Flare Blitz. I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. And catch his Lampent on the switch-in, which is excellent for me. Honestly, I'm just going to go for another one to finish it off. He could switch in a number of his Pokemon to probably take it. However, I don't think any of them really want to take any damage, any unnecessary damage. Like, his Executor is most likely a sweeper set, and I'm pretty sure they don't like taking consecutive or damage before they want to sweep. As for Musharna, they can take hits. Honestly, for some reason I thought it was especially defensive. Although maybe they are, and Earthquake is just unstab coming off of Emboar, but the world may never know. I'm going to go off into Electros. I know for a fact that... Ooh, Trick Room. This might just get a little tricky. I was going to say that I can just go for the Acid Spray, lower the special defense by 2, and then do heavy damage with the Thunderbolt. That's my original plan. I'm going to go for it. I'm hoping that he doesn't do any trickster shenanigans. If he switches out into Executor, I can just Flamethrower it. Although he goes out into his... Swellius? Yeah, Swellius, that's how you say it. I get the special defense drop. Let's see how much a Thunderbolt will do. Hustle Outrage almost KOs, but it is unboosted, so I'm not overly worried about it. Now, normally I would say that the Paralyze is helpful, however, we're under Trick Room, so that's a bit unfortunate, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off into Amoonguss, just going to go for the Hidden Power Ice, because I know I can take one hit from this unboosted dragon baby thing. when it's 2 heads, doesn't bother me at all. I mean, really, come on. Whoever said 2 heads are better than 1? That's baloney. It's a little baby dragon, and they're blind. How could that be better than 1 head? I don't even know. However, this Executor can be a big threat. Honestly, I'm just gonna stay in, go for the clear smog in case he tries to set up on me. If he goes for the substitute, it should break it. And honestly, I don't think he can KO with any one thing. Although I'm still faster under the Trick Room, and if I knew that, I would have just gone for Spore. But I didn't, because I'm trying to figure out if this is a full Trick Room team or not. It looks like it has the potential to be, however, I just never really know sometimes with some of the people I face on Showdown, that's for sure. However, I'm pretty sure, however, Psychic will probably do some big damage. However, ooh, that's gonna probably kill me. That's what I get for not thinking, you guys. You might think maybe I'm specially defensive and won't go for the Psychic. I don't know. This is just a bad play on my part, and honestly, I can't switch anything into this Executor. It's late. It's like 10 o'clock. Don't get too mad at me, you guys. Hopefully, I get the early wake. I can just go for a Spore. That would be wonderful, and I do. Oh man, guys, I never get the early wake. This is wonderful. I do have 1 turn where I'm faster still, so I am just gonna go right for the clear smog, but he does switch out to his Musharna. Not a huge deal, really. Maybe not. I can switch off into that. He does go for Trick Room, however, I can kind of go for a Calm Mind. I don't really see anything except for that Rampardo second Okami. Maybe the Ursa Ring? Ooh, if it's Guts, that could hurt a lot. Meh, whatever. If you can't tell, I'm playing a bit, carelessly right now. I just want to see what happens. That's all. I want to go with it. See the world. See what's going on in this place we call Pokemon. Apparently, I'm a little bit weak to Trick Room teams. This facade shouldn't take. Oh, okay. I actually used Guts Ursa Ring before, and I had forgotten how powerful they were. Golem. I don't know why I didn't go into Golem earlier. I can easily Earthquake it to death. Like I said, I'm not. I apparently am not in the best mood to play NU, because I'm getting throttled right now. However, maybe my Special Tauros can pull it out the bag for us, huh? How awesome of a win would that be? I'm going to set up rocks just to make sure this Lampent cannot switch back in. And then I'm going to go... Let's just go for the Earthquake. Although Psychic can do damage, if I can get this thing weak enough, then my reasoning is that Tauros can probably finish it off with a Fire Blast. Is that true? We'll see. I'm hoping it is. Although that Psychic did more than I imagined for some reason, and I probably should have gone for the Sucker Punch, but I wasn't really paying attention to the damage, and I'm not intelligent sometimes. However, my Special Tauros does big damage all the time, so obviously this is a huge threat to any team. Even silly Trick Room teams. Well, that Psychic did the special defense drop is very unfortunate. And it's looking like GG. Well, that concludes it. I'm bad at NU. Oh well, guys. I've said before that was quite a bad team, so you can't blame me, right? Yeah. Anyway, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As usual, I'll see you next time. A Pokemon Gale of Darkness episode should be coming up the evening after this should be uploaded, I believe. Not making any promises, but it should be up. Episode 3 should be up. So until then, guys, I'll see you next time.